Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel MindStream. I bet you didn't know the fascinating history behind New Year's celebrations. As the last bits of the old year fade away, we find ourselves on the cusp of a new beginning. The air is filled with anticipation and excitement as people gather to bid farewell to the past and welcome the future with open arms. The clock strikes midnight, and the sky lights up with a dazzling display of fireworks, symbolizing the start of a new chapter in our lives. And the new year begins. We feel excited. It's a moment of joy and celebration, where friends and family come together to share in the happiness of the occasion. The cheers and laughter echo through the night, creating a sense of unity and togetherness. It's a time when we set aside our worries and embrace the possibilities that the new year brings. New Year's is a fun time, but it's also a time to think about the past year and the year to come. We reflect on our achievements and challenges, and we make resolutions to improve ourselves in the coming year. It's a time for introspection and planning as we set our goals and aspirations for the future. Whether it's spending more time with loved ones, pursuing a new hobby, or making healthier choices, the new year offers a fresh start and a chance to make positive changes in our lives. But have you ever wondered, during all the fun, where New Year's celebrations come from? The traditions we follow today have deep historical roots, and they vary from culture to culture. From ancient rituals to modern festivities, the way we celebrate New Year's has evolved over time. Each tradition carries its own significance and meaning, reflecting the values and beliefs of the people who practice them. How did all these traditions start? The history of New Year's celebrations is rich and fascinating, filled with stories of ancient civilizations and their customs. For example, the ancient Babylonians are believed to have been the first to celebrate the New Year over 4,000 years ago. They marked the occasion with a massive religious festival called Akitu, which lasted for 11 days. Similarly, the Romans celebrated the New Year in March, until Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar and set January 1st as the start of the new year. Come with me as we travel back in time to learn about the history of New Year's. We'll explore the origins of our modern-day celebrations and discover how different cultures around the world welcome the new year. From ancient rituals to contemporary customs, we'll uncover the stories behind the traditions that make this time of year so special. So, let's embark on this journey through time and celebrate the rich tapestry of New Year's history together. Our journey starts a long time ago, when the Romans ruled England. The Roman Empire was vast, stretching across Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. England, known as Britannia to the Romans, was one of their many provinces. The Romans brought with them their advanced engineering, architecture, and culture, leaving a lasting impact on the land and its people. They changed many things, including how people tracked time. Before the Romans, the local tribes had their own ways of marking the passage of days and seasons. The introduction of the Roman calendar was revolutionary. It was more structured and precise, helping to unify the diverse cultures within the empire. The Romans decided that January 1st would be the start of the new year. This decision was part of their broader efforts to standardize timekeeping across their vast empire. January, named after Janus, marked a new beginning, a fresh start for everyone. They named it after Janus, their god of beginnings and endings. Janus was a significant deity in Roman mythology, symbolizing transitions and duality. He was often depicted with two faces, one looking to the past and the other to the future. Janus had two faces, one looking back and one looking forward, just like we do on New Year's. This imagery of Janus perfectly encapsulates the essence of New Year's celebrations, where we reflect on the past year and look forward to the future with hope and anticipation. The Romans had big parties for New Year's, with gifts for Janus and lots of celebrating. These festivities were grand affairs, filled with feasting, music, and dancing. People would exchange gifts and make offerings to Janus, seeking his favor for the coming year. These Roman traditions helped shape how we celebrate New Year's today. Many of our modern customs, such as making resolutions and celebrating with friends and family, have their roots in these ancient Roman practices. The influence of the Romans is still felt in our New Year's celebrations, reminding us of the enduring legacy of their culture and traditions. But even before the Romans, people in England celebrated the changing seasons. These ancient celebrations were deeply rooted in the rhythms of nature and the cycles of the sun and moon. The people of ancient England, including the Celts, held various festivals to mark significant points in the year, such as the solstices and equinoxes. These events were not just about marking time. They were about survival, community, and spirituality. Winter was a hard time. And the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice, was very important. The winter solstice, occurring around December 21st, marked the rebirth of the sun. It was a time of hope and renewal, as the days would gradually become longer, and the harsh winter would eventually give way to spring. At places like Stonehenge, people gathered to witness the sunrise, aligning with the stones in a way that still fascinates us today. People lit big fires, had feasts, and did special things to welcome back the sun. These fires were not just for warmth, they were symbolic, representing the light and heat of the returning sun. Feasts were held to bring the community together, sharing what little food they had to ensure everyone survived the winter. Special rituals and ceremonies were performed to honor the gods and spirits, asking for their protection and blessings for the coming year. We still see some of these old traditions today. Many of the customs and rituals from ancient times have been adapted and integrated into modern celebrations. For example, the practice of gathering with family and friends during the winter holidays, sharing meals and lighting candles or fires can be traced back to these ancient rites. Historical reenactments and festivals help keep these traditions alive, allowing us to connect with our ancestors and understand their way of life. The Yule log, a big log burned during Christmas time, reminds us of those winter fires. The tradition of the Yule log comes from the ancient practice of burning a large log to celebrate the winter solstice. It was believed that the log's fire would bring good luck and ward off evil spirits. Today, the Yule log is often represented by a decorated log or even a cake, but its origins are deeply rooted in these ancient winter celebrations. Even decorating with evergreen branches comes from these old celebrations. Evergreens, which remain green throughout the winter, symbolized eternal life and resilience. Ancient people used them to decorate their homes and sacred spaces, believing they would bring protection and prosperity. This tradition has carried through the centuries, and today we see it in the form of Christmas trees, wreaths, and garlands, reminding us of the enduring connection between past and present. When Christianity came to England, things changed again. Instead of getting rid of old traditions, the church made them part of Christmas. Yule, the winter festival, became part of Christmas, celebrating Jesus, the light of the world. The Roman New Year's became a special Christian day. Mixing old and new ways created the Christmas we know today, singing carols, giving presents, and special meals. These all have roots in older celebrations. The Middle Ages were a time of big celebrations. The 12 days of Christmas were filled with parties, dancing, and fun. Big feasts were held in castles with lots of food and drinks. People in costumes called mummers performed in the streets. Sometimes things got a little wild, especially with the tradition of wassailing, where people went from house to house singing and asking for food and drinks. But mostly, New Year's was a happy time. In 1752, things got confusing. England had been using an old calendar, but the rest of Europe had a new, more accurate one. The old calendar was 11 days behind. So, England changed to the new calendar, which meant skipping 11 days in September. People were upset. They thought they were losing time, and some even protested. But the change was important, so England's calendar matched everyone else's. In Victorian times, New Year's became more calm and family-focused. People sent New Year's cards with nice messages and pictures. Making New Year's resolutions, or promises to do better, became popular. It was a time for thinking about the past year and making plans for the future. Today, New Year's in England is a mix of all these traditions. We have big parties, fireworks, and time with family and friends. London has a huge fireworks show over the River Thames. But New Year's is also about smaller moments, sharing a drink, hugging loved ones, and talking about hopes for the new year. We've seen how New Year's has changed over time. From the Romans to the Victorians, each time period added something new. New Year's is a time to think about the past, look forward to the future, and celebrate with the people we care about. Thank you, friends, for watching my video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.